Hello everyone. So let's start on with our next video, that is uh, what are the advantages of using the electric drive system and what is its application. So as we have all studied in the previous videos that electric drives are actually simplifying the work, and the first and the foremost is the word control. We have and control over a process. So let's start with the first point, that is the motion control is easily optimized with the help of drive. So we have a motion control of electric machine if we use electric drive system. Next is that electric drive has a very large range of torque and speed and power. Okay, where if we utilize a electric drive system in between load and the source, so what we have, the advantage is that we can have a variable speed range application, variable torque application, we can modify the power also, we can convert the power, the sources. So this is one of the advantage. Third is that efficiency is high and losses are less, of course. And the fourth is that electric drives operate in all quadrants of speed and torque. Okay, so we will come on to that. um, Now let's go to the application. So definitely the students must be thinking that why we are actually using. So there are several industrial applications day to day, the since with the improvement of different power electronics uh, and different processes, and we need obviously the less time, and with less time we need more productivity. So the electric drive has lots of advantage over the industrial revolution. So let's discuss some of the applications. It is used in large number of industrial and domestic application like transportation system, rolling mills, paper machines, textile mills, machine tools, pumps, robotic systems. Okay, so robotic system, like you all have must have come across like artificial intelligence. The robot is been designed in such a way that it is behaving like human. So all those, while designing these robots, everything it also running on the motor. Okay, the power converters are used, controllers are used, so it is a combination of electrical and electronic system. So if that is the main called as electric drives. So this is robots. And traction system, definitely you can say the railways are operating on electric drives only. They have different range of motors which has been used for particular operation, and according to the load requirement the variable speed motors are being used. Where the constant speed application is required, accordingly the switching operation is done. So there are several examples of electric drive system. Fine, let's come on to our main topic, that is the torque speed characteristics of load. Okay, so first, while discussing, you must be thinking why we need to study the torque versus speed characteristics of the load. So the main question or the main reason of studying this torque speed characteristic is the load needs to be obviously according as per the demand of the customer. You need to operate the load so that he gets the more profit, and you also, with less installation cost, you also have a productive work. Okay, so for that productive work and more profit, less maintenance, so for that what you need to do, you design a system where you need to know that how the load behaves with change in speed, because your main target is that speed and the torque. Okay, So how you need to control on that speed and the torque of the load. So we need to know how the load behaves with change in speed and what is the amount of torque that is developed by the motor to run that load, because load has its own inertia and its own torque. Okay, so that is own torque in the sense that is termed as load torque TL. Okay, and the motor has its own driving torque that is termed as TD. So your main target is, while choosing a motor, your main target will be that you need to have a balanced control system. Okay, so for the balanced control system, you should have the driving torque should match with the load torque characteristics of the load. Okay, so accordingly we need to choose a requisite amount of type of motor which matches the load torque characteristics and easily carry out a complex torque system. So also the input voltage, okay, so since it is a motor and it is coupled with a load, so with change in the load characteristics, definitely we need to know that what is the effect of this change on the motor, and according to the change, since we need a balance TD equal to TL, so the motor will, the V and I which is getting inside the motor, so definitely they should change accordingly to maintain this condition. So therefore we say, so the input voltage and current parameters of the motor can be varied to easily carry out this driving system smoothly. Okay, so this is our main target. That's why we need to study what is the torque speed characteristics of the load, so accordingly a motor can be chosen and can have a easy operation. Okay, fine. So for that we have four categories of torque speed characteristics of the load. Okay, so first category is the torque is independent of the speed. Like, let we have a graph that is torque will keep on increasing as you vary the speed. In the omega 1 it will have torque, in omega 2 it will have the same torque, in omega 3 it will have the same torque. Means there is no effect on the torque if you change the speed. And what is the application? Like conveyor belts, which you have seen like in stations you may have seen the luggage conveyors. So what, you don't increase the speed, you need a constant speed. If also you increase the speed, the torque applied on the conveyor is constant. Okay, so that's the application. Conveyors or cranes during hoisting, like pulling some objects or um, keeping some objects. Machine tools for feed mechanism, feed mechanism, like in textile industry, while you are using a tailoring machine, you need to put the needle inside the hole, or you are using a thread to carry out the stitching process. So this is called the machine tools for feed mechanism. So for this type of work we to choose accordingly the type of motors, like we have studied in the last class that for shunt motor where it is used, what is its characteristics. So as per the load we will choose the respective motors. Fine, come back to the next is linear rising torque speed characteristics. Linear rising torque speed characteristic means what? Linear means what? The torque will keep on rising with respect to the speed. Okay, so what should be the diagram or graphical representation? That is, if it is a torque and this represent the angular velocity, then it will increase linearly. Okay, so what we can say that whenever the speed changes, the torque changes proportionally. Okay, whenever the speed changes, the torque changes proportionally. Okay, so one of the best example for this is separately excited DC motor, separately excited DC generator connected. It can be a motor obviously, but as we are using a motor, so let's write DC motor connected to ohmic resistance. Okay, so let's prove it. We can have also a derivation for this, that how the torque will directly proportional to the speed. So we know that P mechanical, power consumed by the mechanical, is torque into omega, that is angular velocity. We know P electrical is equal to voltage into current. Since it is a ohmic resistance, we are not using cos phi, okay, because we know the value of cos phi will be 1. Okay, next, also voltage is equal to K into omega. That also we know that how the voltage vary with respect to a angular velocity, that is V into a constant into omega. So let's find out from this equations that what will be the current. I will be K omega by R. Yes or no? Definitely I will be, if it is written as I is equal to P by V, so just accordingly change it and you will get I is equal to K omega by R. So now we get P is equal to K square into omega square by R. We'll put it in equation 4. Okay, this value, put that equation 4 in P electrical. Okay, so you will get this. Now what? So this implies the torque will be what? When we find, yes, of course, P electrical, P mechanical by omega. So you will come out to be K1 omega square by omega. Just put the equation and you will come back to know that what is the relation. So finally we derive that T is proportional to omega. So when the speed increases, this implies torque will increase, and if the torque increases, so definitely in that verge power has already increased. Okay, so with the increase in power we get speed increase and the torque increase. Fine, let's go back to the next session category, that is non-linear characteristics. Okay, non-linear rising characteristic. So in that case, what you do, the characteristic, if it is non-linear, rising characteristics. The graph will be something like this. This is the speed, this is the torque. So it will be like this. Relation is represented by T is directly proportional to a omega square. So it means it has a hyperbolic increase. That is, example of this type of torque speed characteristic is mainly fan loads. Okay, we'll study that when we will be doing the induction motor speed torque characteristics, but usually the fan loads show such type of characteristics, like T is proportional to square of the speed. Okay, now the fourth category is nonlinear falling characteristics. Nonlinear falling characteristics. The graph is this. Okay, it will be like this. Okay, here it means T is inversely proportional to the speed. Okay, this is usually seen in you can say the paper rolling mills. Okay, example of this type of characteristics seen in the load is paper rolling mill. Okay, with a constant speed we usually put the papers, and when it start rolling over the drum, the torque should also be, the force should be also less. So we have to maintain a constant relation of torque and the speed. Okay, we'll come back to that. But now, as we have started discussing during the first starting of the session, is um, so we discussed that how the torque of the load affects the motor. So we need to study that how a motor behaves with respect to the load, and that characteristic is known as combined speed characteristics. Okay, combined speed torque characteristics. So let's move on to that, where we can study that how a load of the torque, a load of load torque and the motor torque behaves. Okay, so combined speed torque characteristics. Let's do a figure in order to make you understand. Okay, let this side represents your torque of the load. Okay, and this side represents the torque of the motor. Okay, and this is the speed. This obviously, this x-axis represents the torque. So while choosing the motor, we need to definitely see that what is the torque and load, torque and speed characteristics of the load side, and as per that we will design a, or we will choose a motor which should have a variable speed torque characteristics with respect to the load. Okay, so what does that actually represent? We will go on for the 4-quadrant speed operation, speed torque operation, but before that just try to understand what is the need of the combined speed torque characteristics, means why we need to focus while designing a driving system the load side torque characteristics and the motor side torque characteristics. So this is, let for example this is not equal. Let for example this and this are equal. Okay, so this is TL and this is TD. This position at this particular speed, let omega, you can say omega c, at omega c TD is equal to TL. Okay, now with the variation of the load torque, it may happen when we vary the speed. If we decrease the speed, then we find that this torque decreases from this torque. Means you can see that, just see, this amount is increasing, means like TL1 and this is TD1, this is TL2, this is TD2. So here it is seen that TL1 is less than TD1. Here TL2 is less than TD2. It means what? The torque produced by the load is less than the torque produced by the motor. It means here it needs to accelerate. Okay, you need to accelerate the motor so that it can match, or you can say as per the speed requirement you need to accelerate so that the TD will be equal to TL. Okay, next same case, if we keep on increasing the value, like it is omega 3 and it is omega 4, it is seen that this side keeps on increasing compared to this side. Okay, let this is TL4, this is TD4, this is TL3, this is TD3. So with time it is seen that TL4 is more than TD4 and it is TL3 is more than TD3. Okay, so in this type of condition we don't have control over the load because it is already suggested by the customer. So your main target is that this side of the characteristics of the motor should keep varying with respect to the load changes so that we can maintain a balanced condition. This is the main requirement of the drive system. This is why we need to choose a particular, or you can say the requisite amount of type of motor so that we can carry out the complex process in an easier way. Okay, fine. We will come on to discuss the next subject topic, that is types of DC driver.